Hi guys, it's me, Andrea. What I want to show you today, it is for card maker beginners, little tip or little tips and tricks, very basic today. So I have these 3 cards. What I always use is a basic card. I buy them, I'm not into this, I'm making everything myself, and I don't mind. I get really fantastic quality, high quality basic cards here. I can buy them for a really fantastic price, so I stick with that. That's a nice size to mail. That's what I use for mailing. I have bigger ones, but this is a fantastic mailing size. So I have 3 examples. This is this basic card without anything else. This card is with 1 layer of heavy watercolor paper. This is the same, but I will layer something under my focal image, and that makes a lot of difference. So first thing, what I use, I'm not using designer papers or something else. I'm now at a stage where I use a lot of mixed media. I moved away from this traditional card making, and it makes my life easier. I only use watercolor paper in different weights and qualities because I work on my watercolor paper not only with watercolors. I work with my acrylic paints, with inks, with all sorts of stuff. I glue stuff on it. It makes my life easier, I only have to buy watercolor paper, have it here, and I'm not cluttering up with all the other stuff. And this basic cards, or this layering with all this coordination paper, this color coordinations, and you will clutter up everything. But when you are an only card maker, that's absolutely fine, but I'm doing all sorts of stuff, and card making is only a little part of it, so my studio would look even more cluttered. It's already cluttered. So, but that's what I make it. You can make card the way you want to, I don't mind, but this is just a little tip to make your start easier. So that's this. What I will show you now, the watercolor I use is you can use all sorts of, you don't need to use this ones I use, but I try to use this ones from Canson. I like Canson. And for the background here, for the layering, I use the very grainy one. As you can see here, that's pretty grainy, and it's a 300 gram, or for 140 for you in the US. Very rough one. That's a cold press, and this is a cold press finer one. That's what I use for this normal cards I'm working on. But when I really want to draw and have something high quality, then I use my hot pressed satin. It is absolutely fantastic. I love that. When you touch over that, feel it. It is absolutely so smooth and fantastic. So only for a little bit of material you could use, but have a look there. I'm using so much more cheaper watercolor paper, and that's absolutely fine when I work with acrylics and stuff. So, and for matting, what I like to matte and layer on is I like to get a contrast, and the easiest way to get a contrast is to use darker paper. And for that I use this photo cardboard or cardstock, whatever you want to call it. And I always have this, very easy, very cheap, absolutely cheap. It's 300 gram, so it is quite solid as well. That makes my life easy. I don't have to look into colors, and that's what I mostly use. And there you have the shadings from black over dark grey, light grey, and so on up to white, cream white, off-white, white. And that's what I use. So that's where I got this from. And for this theme I'm doing today, it's Easter. I use a light one, not that dark black that I think, would overdo it a bit. Okay, and that's for the material I use. And now to my focal points or focal images. What I do, it's the next tip. I draw it down once on parchment paper, and all the others I trace. That's so much quicker, you know. To draw a little thing with a reference like this takes me hours, believe me. So, first thing I will show you is I'm using 3 cards here. This one, it's the basic without anything else, putting that little thing down. This one is the basic with a thick or a heavy watercolor paper panel here I put on, and then my little rabbit here. And I will use 3D foam tape to make it more dimensional. And the last one looks pretty much the same, but it's not, because I will layer this one onto something. I will show you here very quickly how I put the rest of the watercolor down. I like to have the focal image first, and then I use here my watercolor markers and put some watercolors down, and I spread it then out with my water tank brush. Darker color here to have some shading, that it gets more dimensional. At the very end I put this frame down. You can see there are 3 lines, and start with a pencil. I'm not that brave, sorry. So, and then I use my ink pencil to yeah, put it down and erase it afterwards, and that's it. Okay, my little rabbits are ready to go onto the card. So as I said before, on the first one I will show you what it looks like when you put this, your focal image, down without anything else. I use this not non-permanent tape roll, because I will take it apart and make it more dimensional later. It's just to show you the difference, you know. That's now very flat. It's nice, but it's flat, and yeah, it's card without, you know, when you want to look into costs, or when you need to look into cost, of course that would be a possibility to mail it like this. But I always say more dimension looks always nicer. So this is the next one, and I use this watercolor paper, I showed you before, the rough one. What I will do is I will glue it down onto my card base. Always make sure that you are on the right side. Put it down. It's not that important at the moment because it's nothing on this, but as soon as you glue this down, that will be important. So on the next one, what I could do, I could put it down here on this panel in this way. It would look already a bit different and nicer, but what it would really change would be having 3D foam stripes on the back, and that will lift up your focal image immediately and gives it already so much more dimension. Oh, on the way around. Try to put that here in the middle. As you can see here, it has so much more depth now. Can you see that? It's instantly. Okay, and now the third one. Having my card base, glue this down. Oops. What happens here? Empty, sorry. Okay, I refilled it. Yeah, that's really bad preparation, I know. Okay, so now this one I will layer on this grey paper, and that's a little trick. I never cut it before I layer my focal image. I glue it down and then use my paper cutter, so I make sure that it is perfectly lined up. You know, I always have a little bit of a problem when I cut it out before to line it up straight lines. It's really difficult for me. So it's quite, I'm working a bit wonky then. So this time I will of course glue this 3D foam tape on it as well. So that means I have not only the dimensional tape on, I have matted it or layered it, as you can see, and you can see the difference here right now. This is very flat, glued on. This one is the focal image on 3D foam tape, and here I have the focal image on 3D foam tape and a darker card's stock, or yeah, photo card, and that will give an instant dimension and more depth to your card, as you can see here. Okay, that's it. That's a very short video with these little tips and tricks for you as a card maker beginner, and I hope you will start soon. Okay, this video is part of a hop, and when you want to watch, or not when you want to watch, you please watch all the other videos as well. And there are fantastic people taking part, believe me. So when you open, after you watch my videos, and I hope you give me some thumbs up and leave some nice comments, that would be so nice. And then you go down into this description box under this video, open it, you know, this read more, then it opens and you will have this all these links from all the other video makers, and you click on the very first link, and that will take you straight to the next video, and you go on like that in the next video, and so on and so on. So I hope you will do that, and it's really great, you know, it doesn't take a lot of time. Come on, we all have 10 minutes, don't we? Yeah. And I hope my video isn't too long. Yeah. And what was it I wanted to say? Yeah, that's it actually. Oh, I wanted to say thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I hope I will see you soon with my next project. So have a fantastic time. Bye bye.